You have been playing Fallout 4 for a few years now, always encountered the same opponents, always had the same kind of fights, but now you long for some variety, something new. Maybe you have tried a few weapon mods or something similar, but that didn't change too much. Guess what? There are far more different ways to completely overhaul Fallout 4's style to play. In this video I will present to you my favorite mods that change ballistics and gunplay by a lot. Some are just really immersive changes and others will make the game a lot more realistic and interesting. Let me start easy with something of a smaller but excellent effect. Bullet Casing Redone is a complete overhaul of the bullet casing models and textures. There's not much to say other than these look awesome and will improve your visuals by slight detail. I especially like the new shotgun shell model and those crispy textures. Staying with bullet casings, the next mod will change the visual impact in a different way. Better casing ejection will give casings more speed and spin, similar to real-life counterparts. So this is a rather small change in animation, but it will lift up the immersion by a lot. This way, the gun looks and feels more powerful, especially in automatic firing mode. Another little mod that helps improve the sensation of gunplay is called gun smoke, weapon muzzle smoke and smoke trails. So this is pretty self-explanatory, I think. The new enhanced smoke effect while firing looks pretty realistic and remarkable. Fallout 4 is a relatively old and outdated game and modern shooters made a big step in graphics and animations. Mods like these try to keep the game to a more modern standard, and fortunately all that in a free and relatively uncomplicated way. The next mod also upgrades the gun handling visually by quite a bit. Recoil shake and low ammo sounds, as its name says, will add a visual camera shake and blur effect when firing guns. It also adds a clicking sound when reaching a specific amount of left ammunition in the magazine. So you will know by hearing when you almost have to reload your weapon. Different kinds of caliber and ammunition will have a different impact on the visual recoil you'll receive. For example, shotgun shells obviously have more bang than smaller 10mm rounds. All those effects and settings can be changed to your preferences or can be completely turned off in the MCM options if you don't like something at all. Speaking of impact, you may also like this mod as well. MW Player Hit Sounds and Effects is a visual and auditory overhaul to the player taking damage. Those effects are originally from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, so they may seem familiar to some of you. This mod adds a red screen effect, camera shake and bullet impact sound when taking damage, as well as bullet whiz, cracks and ricochet. This mod will make you feel like you're really taking damage when getting hit, so you better seek some cover. Especially when you have another mod installed I'm presenting to you later in this video. Next mod will make gunplay so much more smooth and realistic by changing one little but very important detail that's often incorrectly done in a lot of shooters as well as our own beloved Fallout 4. Reloading. When a gun is completely emptied, it is essential after reloading to chamber the first round by cocking the bolt handle. When firing this round, the recoil automatically will push back the bolt handle and makes the upcoming round ready to be fired. So this means when reloading the magazine before it's completely emptied, there's still a round left in the chamber, which makes cocking the handle redundant. Long story short, Tactical Reload Framework implements this correct reload behavior to Fallout 4. This is such a small detail that makes gunplay so much better. Tactical Reload being a framework means not all weapons, vanilla or modded, will automatically support this. So you have to get specific patches for different weapons if it's not already included in the base weapon mod. The Tactical Reload author Bones provides patches for vanilla weapons, base game and DLC separately. When downloading a weapon mod, you'd always have to check support for Tactical Reload. While we are already at reloading, Sprint Reload does exactly what it says, enabling reloading while sprinting, which is not possible in the vanilla game. This mod is compatible with any gun and with the Tactical Reload mod. Those were a lot of mods for gunplay and weapon behavior, so let's move on to some more extensive mods that change what these guns actually can do in a ballistic way. In the vanilla game, bullets don't really exist, meaning if you click your mouse to fire your weapon, it automatically processes the bullet where it hits and how much damage it causes. Those bullets also don't act in the rules of physics, meaning they don't have natural bullet drops or velocity. They also disappear after a specific distance. Weapons of Fate Ballistics Overhaul will completely overhaul how bullets behave in Fallout 4. Bullets now travel at specific speed, so depending on this stat they drop off differently. Every type of ammunition has its own factor of velocity. They also don't just disappear. Like this, firing different types of guns and ammunition will feel a lot more different than usual, especially when shooting at targets that are relatively far away. Additionally, this mod also adds tracers and glowing effect on bullets, and also a light smoke trail that is affected by wind. Did you ever feel like some enemies take way too much damage, like unrealistically? Or is it your gun shooting piece? The next mod is the big player of today's episode, the most popular overhaul on the Nexus that changes damage, damage resistance and so much more. Speaking of better locational damage and optional gameplay overhauls, I could dedicate a whole detailed and explanatory video just for this mod because it's so extensive, but I try to keep it compact for you. The most important change is the way damage functions depending on different factors, so this will overhaul combat completely in a more intense way. Headshots are lethal depending on the type of ammunition and the type of enemy, meaning you'll need a higher caliber for a bigger and stronger enemy like super mutants. Also, helmets will prevent lethal headshots, and overall armor is important to protect yourself from bleeding. Weapons are a lot more balanced, meaning low-level weapons like pipe guns can be lethal as well. Every type of NPC will have its own realistic health pool, which means humans have more HP than red roaches and deathclaws more than super mutants and so on. There are no more bullet sponges. Killing enemies is a lot faster, as well enemies killing you is more likely to happen. Like this, you'll have to change the way of fighting enemies, maybe trying to think about the ideal tactics to encounter. Shotguns and laser weapons can now shoot off limbs, and there is so much more this mod has to offer. Many of these options can be tweaked and disabled in the mod configuration menu. Everything important is explained in detail on the mods page, so feel free to inform yourself if you like. The next mod comes with a similar name but isn't nearly as complex as the previous one, which doesn't mean this mod isn't awesome as well. Better Locational Damage Robot Edition will change how robots receive damage. It's quite simple but genius, because now robots only will take health damage by attacking their torso, where their reactor is located. This doesn't mean shooting their limbs is unnecessary, because like this it is possible to cripple them, which causes them not being able to move properly, and like this it is easier for you not getting attacked by them. Robots being quite strong, especially when you decide to use the previous mod Better Locational Damage, often can be very difficult to be combated. This way you can encounter them in a more intelligent way by trying to incapacitate them before they can attack you. With these mods installed, I guarantee Fallout 4's gunplay and its immersion as well as combat and fighting behavior will be a new alternating experience and may bring a little bit more fun into your game. If you want to see more of Fallout 4 modding, consider subscribing and don't forget to like this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.